Good morning and welcome back to Withrow Urban Homestead. Today is May 1st and it's time to plant our winter sown pansies here in my son's memorial garden. Pansies grow really slowly. And normally I start them indoors in the house under lights, like I did those pansies. I started those at the end of June, and I planted them out in September. They were small, but they grew in the fall, and they overwintered in the ground, and they came back with a vengeance in the spring. That's the right size for pansies for the spring. It's best to plant them in the fall. Of course, you could also buy them. If you want your pansies to keep flowering, deadhead them. Remove the old flowers and the old seed pods. Because when a plant makes seeds, its job is done and it's going to stop flowering. In September, I also planted all these snapdragons. They did really well. And they're about to bloom again. I planted the pansies on the four corners of the bench, and that one did really well. The others are still really small, and some died altogether. I didn't come and take care of these because Dale was still having a mass on his liver investigated, and then October it was diagnosed as cancer. So we were a bit overwhelmed and busy. Since pansies grow so slowly, I didn't think they would be a good flower to winter sow, but I wanted to try anyway. Well, I think I was right. But I sowed them in late February, closed up the jug and left it out in the garden, and they germinated in 20 days. And they've been growing now for seven weeks, and they're still small. They've already hardened off. 2 weeks ago, I started hardening them off. But I still want to plant them. I still am curious, how much will they grow? How big will they get before it gets too hot? And this is the perfect place because it gets full sunlight they like, and I have the space. Before I plant them, I want to add some organic fertilizer because this is really poor soil. I'm going to work it into the soil, and I'm going to work some Sluggo in too because slugs can be an issue, and the birds will come pick it out. But I think if I mix it in and put it under the mulch, which I've moved aside, it'll keep the birds from picking the Sluggo clean. If you have poor soil or not enough water or not enough sun or not enough space for your plants, basically if your plants are unhappy, they're going to be a target for pests. Because a pest's job is to clean up struggling plants. The instructions say for established plants to side dress them. And for a 5-foot row, this is about 6 or 7 feet, use a cup and a third. Let me make sure I'm telling you right. Yes, a cup and a third. Do that every month. I'm not going to come back and fertilize every month. Soon my husband Dale is having his liver transplant surgery. We're going to cure that cancer by getting rid of that cancerous liver. We're really looking forward to it. In the hardening off video, I said that if you want full-size pansies, space them 12 inches apart. So that's full size in this corner, and there's just a few in that back other corner. So I have, I think, 2 clumps here that I'll plant. They're not going to get full size, but that's okay. Looks pretty good. Yeah, it has quite a few roots. I'm concerned that animals or birds like robins, this one living right up in that tree, are going to come dig these up or pull them up. So at home, I use little squares of hardware cloth, and I surround the plant, I surround the stem to protect my seedlings from digging animals. Now let's do the challenging corner. There used to be an old tree here, and the soil over there is so shallow. I guess there's some in each corner. They're small, and those haven't bloomed yet. I'm going to put some right there. Sorry about this shadow. I had envisioned building soil just like I do at home, by laying down cardboard, organic matter, topping it with mulch, and building layer year after year. But I didn't realize how full of rocks this soil is, and all the tree roots that would be underneath, and the bench is too low. Building soil was just burying the bench. So later, when we have the money in the budget, I'm going to ask them to raise this bench. Then I can build up the soil in this bed. See this? This is one of the fall snapdragons. See the long roots and the new shoot that it's sending up? But that would shade out the pansy, so I don't need this one. I pulled it up. Now let's put down the hardware cloth and protect these seedlings. You see the pin wouldn't go all the way in. Hopefully I didn't damage those little plants. Now let's give them all a good drink. But we're going to hold back on putting back the mulch because next I'm going to plant the dwarf sunflowers for our summer garden. And I'll make a separate video about that. And when I'm done doing that, I'll put the mulch back on. Come back and check on our pansies. See if they grow. Thank you for visiting Withrow Urban Homestead. See you later. Bye-bye.